My name is Terry, yo. A lot of people call me Uncle Fester, backyard mechanic. This is the first Dodge 360 motor I've ever built, going into Dodge Dakota. Mostly been a Chevy guy most of my life. Can work around those pretty good. So I've been learning a couple things as I've built this motor, and some of the stuff I've been, trying to find answers online and stuff, and it's just the answers aren't there. So we're doing this video here so that we can put them online for maybe some of you guys that need some help. So without further ado, we're gonna go out to the motor and I'll show you what we're talking about. Make sure you got your load center. If you got one of these fancy tools here, you can kind of make it center however you want. That's a video for another day though. Okay, what we're talking about today is timing your oil pump. A lot of people don't know you have to do that. On these, it's specifically important because, like on the Chevys, the distributor is the oil pump priming shaft. This one's actually in two pieces. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the motor to top dead center. I'm not going to tell you guys how to do that. I'm hoping you guys already know that part of it by now. But if you look over here, we've got some timing marks. And you'll see that center one says TDC, top dead center. This is a little easier to do when you got the heads and stuff off. So top dead center, you want the mark on the harmonic balancer to match up with the TDC here, and this piston will be in flush with basically the top of the block. It is possible to get it 180 degrees out, and that would be right there. So if you look at it, the mark is lined up with the TDC, but the piston is down inside the cylinder. That's the one we care about. Okay. So we're going to go 180 more degrees. Yes! Okay. Timing your oil pump. So on the Fords and the Chevys, the distributor and the oil pump shaft are all the same piece. But on the Dodges, they're separate. This is your oil pump shaft, and this is your distributor. There's a little notch in the top of the oil pump shaft that the distributor sits into. So what we're going to show you how to do is to put this in there so that you can line the distributor up top dead center. Weed whacker string. I'm going to tie this loosely around the top of this. So that way, when I slide this down in there, if it's a little bit off, I can pull it back out and adjust it. A quick way to tell where you're so top dead center, what the factory calls top dead center on these motors is the distributor facing forward. Number one will be almost lined up with the front part of the motor right there. So your cap, your rotor is going to be pointing that way. So if you look where your notch is on the bottom of your distributor, it's facing like this. So that's how we want the groove to fit on our oil pump shaft in the motor. Okay, so let's try to do that now. Fuck, did I get it on the first try? Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's facing that way. Okay, so it wasn't quite lining up with me for the notch, so I'm going to use my oil pump priming shaft, and I'm going to turn slightly the oil pump so that I can try to get it to line up better. Okay, so we insert it down into the oil pump, and this is how you prime up your oil pump if it's a brand new motor. You want to put a drill on this, and then you want to wait until you see oil coming out of all of your valves on both sides. Then you know your oil pump is primed up, by the way. So now we're just going to give this a little bit of a turn. Now we're going to pull this out. If you had a stronger magnet. Okay. Okay, so that is oil pump shaft priming. You got your distributor facing top dead center, number one cylinder, just like the factory set it up. Now you can actually set it up, and you can just drop this thing in anywhere you wanted to, and make that cylinder top dead center, so that the distributor's pointed this way. But the problem is if anybody else works on your motor and they try to set it to factory top dead center, then it's always going to be off. That's why we did this, so that people know. And if you, like me, pre-cut your own spark plug wires and you set it up so that you had to measure them out. So that's the way I did it. So that has to be top dead center number 1 for me. But again, you guys can do it how you guys want. This is how you do it if you decide you want to do it the way the factory set it up. But so I've been interested in cars most of my life. I took mostly the stuff that I know how to do is self-taught. I did take some classes, back in high school, but a lot of stuff is a lot of reading, and then just building stuff myself. Having good friends that are mechanics that have taught me a lot of stuff over the years. Just being there doing stuff with them, and then putting that first car together, having the nerve to actually pull something apart and hope that you get it back together that first time. The first time you do it, it's actually kind of nerve-wracking, because you're hoping that you get it back together, and it's a lot of money if you don't, right? So, but there's a lot of good information out there. There's books, there's the internet. If you look something up on the internet, though, try to find it twice. Don't just go with the first thing you see. Try to confirm the information that you're seeing. But I've learned a lot just on the internet, especially with this thing. Like I said, I've not done a lot of Dodge stuff before. It's my first one, and it's been fun. It's been, I've bought some stuff wrong, so it's cost me a little bit of extra money, and I've had to take it to places. If you decide you're going to do this, make sure you ask your friends, your buddies, whoever you hang around with. Like who's a good machine shop? Who would you take it to, right? Because I took this block into a machine shop. I'm not going to mention names, okay? But I took it in, and they were supposed to do a certain amount of work to it, and they didn't do it. And then the work that they did do it was wrong. And so now I don't trust those guys anymore. So I had to take it to a different machine shop and paid exactly the same amount of money I paid the first guy to have it done correctly. And then and so not only was it a money thing, but it was a time thing. So just, if you guys don't know, find somebody, mechanic buddy, somebody that does this kind of thing, ask them who they would take it to. Try to get, somebody reputable. And then when you walk into the shop, if it's clean, and well organized shop, probably a good place to be. If there's stuff stacked from the floor to the ceiling and you can't hardly walk in there and it's dirty, it's a machine shop, it's dirty, maybe you should find another place, So, anyway, good luck on your guys' projects. I hope this helps anybody that watches, and maybe next time. If you guys have any questions or would like some answers, I don't know all the answers, but I would definitely try to help you out. Maybe we'll shoot another video on something if we get enough response on it, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for watching.